Hi there, Dead-Eye Delboy here, back with another video, and this time it's Daily Race B. We've got Group 3 cars and we are at Spa, but for the first time in living memory, you can see Race B is, for some reason, a fuel saver. I don't know if that's the rising cost of fuel throughout the globe. Maybe Polyphony have had issues paying their fuel bills and they just want us to save a little bit. Maybe they want to teach us how to use less fuel, I do not know. However, they have decided, Race B, you're going to save some fuel, so that's what we're going to have to do a little bit of in these races. Now you can see here, we're skipping forward, we're on to lap 4, you can see from the radar we're under a lot of pressure here, but we're still in the lead, because the first 3 laps were pretty uneventful, to be honest with you. It was only as I started to feel the pressure, with, getting towards the latter stages of the race. It's only a 5-lap race, so shouldn't really feel that much pressure, but yeah, I suffer badly from the nerves when leading a race. So I think I've spoke about this a few times in previous videos. I'm still struggling to overcome this, and this was a great opportunity because I knew I would be starting near the front. I'd set a qualifying time of 2:16.4, which was comfortably inside the top 30 times in the world. So I knew I would be starting, if pole, if not second or third, and it was a great opportunity to try and, help my nerves. But as you can see here, it was at this point I knew we had messed up, because we have got 1 lap of fuel left and we are about to cross the line with 1 lap to go. So I realised I hadn't really done any fuel saving and I'm going to have to try and do it on the last lap whilst under pressure from the Frenchman, who would have been happily saving fuel, no doubt, behind me. We have got a little bit of a gap here, not much, but we're going to have to try and push and save fuel, which is a difficult thing to do, as well as go for the win. So all of a sudden I am really feeling the pressure, and yeah, like I said, me and pressure, we are not a good combination, but we're going to try our very best here. So you can see here, we're actually set the fastest lap in the fastest first sector of the lap, so all good so far, but that does mean we've probably pushed a little bit with the fuel again, so that is going to have to come into play at some point. Now Spa is it's a quite a technical track. When you get off the straights, you've just really got to be very patient on the throttle. I found that when I was setting my qualifying time, that any time I tried to just go that little bit harder round the corner, the Supra especially would just start to drift wide, and as soon as you drift wide and you get up onto those curbs, out onto that green stuff, it's just a big no-no. There's so much time to be lost when you start doing that sort of thing round Spa. So patience on the throttle is an absolute must round here, and the more patient you can be, the smoother on that throttle, the more time you will pick up. So we're coming towards the end of the race now, and without any major disasters here, we should be okay. We're setting our personal fastest lap of the race, and that is good, but it's also bad in terms of fuel, and we're going to hopefully get to the end now. But as you can see here, we're about to realise that this is not good. We're in a bad situation here. We're going to see if we can get to the end of the race, and we've ran out of fuel, and we take the corner there. I didn't even see as I turned in there, my bad, because I was so busy trying to freewheel it to the line, didn't even see him on the apex, and I kind of turned in on him, so apologies to the Frenchman there. But yeah, that was a pretty embarrassing end to the race. He must have thought, what is going on with this guy? Why is he just stopping? But yeah, the ultimate shame of running out of fuel in a 5-lap sprint race. Yeah, so anyway, we're going to attempt it again. Surely we can do it this time. We know what we need to do. We just need to save a little bit of fuel, not much. So you can see I pushed basically for 4.5 laps of that race, and almost made it. So we just need to conserve a tiny fraction of fuel for this race. So here we go. We're into fuel map 6 as we go along the rolling start, and hopefully that should be good enough to see us over. Well, it'll help us anyway, and you know, just a little bit of fuel here and there will see us hopefully home for a win. A win! We don't get many of them in GT7, not in the top split daily races. I've not had many, so I really did want this one. You can see we didn't get a great exit from turn 1 there. We're already under pressure from the Frenchman. It's a different Frenchman this time, so we're having a right old battle with our friends from across the English Channel. So we're going to try and just obviously drive smart, keep that gap. It's difficult to pass at Spa, you know, there's only a few points where you can make it work, so if you can just keep them out of range, going into a few sections where, you know, moves can be made, then you can make your car pretty wide, and the power of the Supra is also very helpful on those straights. But yeah, so hopefully we can get the job done this time round. So yeah, we've got obviously the update coming tomorrow as well, so that could change things. We've got physics changes perhaps, we don't know, but hopefully there'll be a multitude of other fixes to come as well, so fingers crossed for that. But lap 1 here, you can see the delta. We've got a nice healthy gap, 0.8, heading towards a second, so that's comfortable-ish for most people. Not me. I think I need about a 10-second gap before I generally feel pretty comfortable, but I've kind of got the feel for the race now. That first attempt was a little bit of a, we'll call that a practice run, a trial run, which we failed miserably on due to our horrendous lack of fuel saving ability. So we've got that out of our system, hopefully, and we're going to be okay now for the remainder of this race. That's the plan anyway. So heading down the back straight, you can see here, fuel map, we'll notch it up to 6, we'll save a little bit, any little, you know, every little bit helps here. Down to 3, down to 1, so we've saved maybe 0.1 of a litre, and that might be just what we need to get over the line. And, you know, comfortable first lap, we've managed to eke out a gap there, 1.1 seconds, so all good with respect to that. And we'll be in lap 2 with, you know, healthy gap. So we're going to skip right to the end of this race. Lap 5, feels good. We're set the fastest first sector of the race. We are under a little bit of pressure from the finish driver from behind. He's now got to within a half a second of us, but you know, I'm not too worried because I have been driving pretty conservatively up until now, although we have done the fastest lap of the race, to our credit. But the guy obviously behind us, he's driving well. He's managed to get past the Frenchman and he's up to P2, so we just don't need to make any mistakes. And what do? We find ourselves up on the green stuff, across the track, into the barrier. Absolute disaster. So coming around here as well, we've got no grip, we've got dirty tyres, we are now in danger of completely losing it. We managed to keep it pointing in the right direction, but all of a sudden we have once again snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. So yeah, that was a pretty big moment, a pretty embarrassing moment, and to be honest with you, once again I felt like the pressure had just got to me, and I just don't want to have this reputation of being one of those drivers who, you know, bins it under no pressure, or what seems like no pressure, because I was leading that race pretty comfortably for, again, 4.5 laps before disaster struck. As you can see, we managed our fuel absolutely fine this time round, plenty of fuel to spare, so no issues there. It was just, once again, just tried to push that little bit hard for no apparent reason. I didn't need to, and yeah, once again, as I said, snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. I think that could be my motto, would be very apt, let's just say that. So that was the second race, and once again P2, but not a very glamorous P2. It was a shambolic P2 let's just say that. So let's say no more about that actually, and we'll go again. Surely, third time lucky, we can get the job done. So you can see here, once again, starting in pole position, courtesy of that lap time where I absolutely 100% have out-qualified myself, as always. So we just need to keep calm, keep calm. That's the mantra for this race. Don't do anything silly. Just drive your race. And I have to say, there was a little bit more of the dreaded pressure word, because this was being streamed by a few people on Twitch, namely P4 GT Leah. She was streaming this one as well, so I had a lot of people watching on that stream and probably expecting me to win. And when people expect me to win, that's when I'm at my most dangerous. And yeah, we just need to try and, prove to myself that I can handle that challenge. So we've got the fuel under control. We know what we're doing with the fuel now. That is not an issue. Keep the fuel map on though down in the bottom corner just to make sure, because we've got a little gap of a few tenths anyway. A little bit wide on the corner there in the exit. Again, that corner's such a deadly corner if you just push it a little bit too hard. This is another one as well. You've really got to watch yourself when you go on that throttle. It's so easy just to drift out, and if your tyres catch the curb and then onto the green stuff, you get no grip whatsoever. So the Frenchman, he's behind us. He's probably thinking, at what point will this guy just give me the win? Because that's what I've been doing for everyone else so far in these races. But we're going to hold it tight. We're going to a nice opening lap, to be honest with you. I was quite pleased with myself in that respect. Down this straight obviously is where we're going to potentially come under pressure, but I was actually getting out of that corner pretty well, and nobody was really pressurising me too much on it other than that first race. So we're going to fuel map down to 4, save a little bit. That's the new plan. Do that early on in the race so that if I need to, I can push towards the end, back down into fuel map 1 as we come through the bus stop. I think that's called the bus stop. I'm not great with my track corner names, to be honest with you. I'm sure someone in the chat will correct me if I am wrong in the comments, sorry. So across the line there, no problems whatsoever. Cut forward to the end of lap 2, and again you can see the delta. We went from half a second in front to we're now up to a second in front, so all good so far. And once again, cutting forward again to the end of lap 3, and we've now picked up another half a second, so that is crucial as well because we've broken the slipstream. So, consistently doing laps that are about half a second quicker than the guy behind. So we've got the fastest lap of the race, which isn't particularly quick, but it was nice and consistent. And we were getting faster each lap, which was the main thing. So on to lap 4, you can see here we're coming round and again opening up that gap to a nice healthy lead. And the great thing about this is I just looked up and saw the delta, and you can see what's happening here. The delta is increasing dramatically. We've got a 4-second lead. We're the Frenchman's binned it somewhere, which is great. Finally we can, dare I say it, relax. Someone else other than me has made the big mistake this time. And you can see again also from the fuel position, we're good to go. We've got over a 5-second lead to GT Leah behind us, and we are, absolutely comfortable. And we've got 1 lap to go. That's all. We've got a quite frankly unassailable lead, so surely nothing can go wrong. And we've also, skipping forward, set the fastest we're in the course of setting the fastest lap of the race. We're good for fuel. Surely nothing can go wrong this time, and we're going to celebrate a win. This is a momentous occasion potentially, so if you're watching this video and you've reached this far, then you're seeing something that doesn't happen very often. We're getting to fuel map 3 just so I don't absolutely needlessly spin those tyres coming out of the final corner. You can see that we've done it with fuel to spare over the line. We're going to set the fastest lap of the race with an 18.2, and we take the win, and that is a big moment for me. So appreciate it if you've watched this far and you are celebrating this victory along with me, because I don't get them very often, so I really appreciate it. If you could hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. We're nearly at 4,000 subscribers, and it would be great to get there very, very soon. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one. Goodbye.